everyone. I've prepared a lovely mobility session for you this morning. So you are only going to need your body weight. You do not need any extra materials. We're going to be doing half the session in standing and then we'll come down onto the floor for the second half. So when you're ready, come and join me in a standing position. So from here, we're going to bring our feet just about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit narrower, making sure your chest is really nice and open, and we're going to start in a Pilates roll down. So I'm going to tuck my chin towards my chest, so I'm starting at my upper vertebrae, working my way gently rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way down towards my toes, keeping knees unlocked, and then from here I'm going to engage my glutes, and I'm going to gently roll up through my spine and then finishing at my neck, rolling my shoulders back and down. So I tuck my chin, gently roll down through the upper back first. And if you struggle with balance, you can do this movement up against the wall with your hips up against the wall. And it's a really good little position to do that in because then you get lots of sensory feedback from that wall, just feeling your spine gently rolling down. So we're going to do 2 more of these, rolling down and all the way back up. Really just focus on getting some lovely movement through your spine. So tucking the chin, gently roll down through that mid-spine first, then the lower spine, and then reach down towards your toes. Beautiful work, and let's do 1 more here. So we're going to make our chest nice and proud, tuck the chin, and gently roll all the way down, gently tipping vertebrae by vertebrae, and then coming all the way back up. Fantastic work. Okay, from here, we're going to bring our feet a fair bit wider than hip distance apart. So you want to feel almost a little bit of a stretch through your inner thighs before you begin. Now we're going to be going into a side-to-side lunge. So I'm going to be shifting my body weight towards the right side of the room, and then I return all the way back up to standing. Then I'm going to shift my body weight all the way over towards my left leg and then return all the way back up. So you really want to think, sit the hips back, keep the chest proud, and shift your body weight towards alternating sides of the room. So you'll see here, my right leg is long and straight as my left knee is bending, and then I push through the left heel to come back up to standing. So every single time I really lean forwards and really sit my hips back so that my knee is not coming forwards of my ankle, I'm just shifting my body weight to the sides. And if you're doing it correctly, you should feel your side glutes engaging in this one. So we're going to move from side to side, and then we're going to take it up a little notch. Bye, puppies. Gently shifting from one side all the way back up and then over to the other side. Let's do 1 more to each way. So we're going to go 1 more to the right, shift the hips over right towards the right, and then we're going to go 1 more towards the left. Okay, now we're going to take it up a little notch. Now, if you enjoyed that movement there, you are more than welcome to stick with that. If you would like a little bit more, bring your feet about hip distance apart now, and now you're going to step your right foot into that lunge, and then step back into the center. We're going to go on the same leg again. So really, you want to be doing exactly the same finishing position as before. So you take a long step, you sit back upon landing. So you're not landing heavily, you're landing as quiet as a mouse as you absorb the shock by sitting your hips right back upon landing. Good, we're going to do 1 more here. And now we're going to switch sides. So now we go over to the left leg. So left leg lunge, return back, and lunge, and return back. Really sit your hips back behind you, maintaining a nice proud chest, and make sure you're taking a long enough step so that you really can feel that glute working. So the glute that will be working is your left leg as you lunge in towards that side and push off through that heel to return back to standing. Let's go for 3 and 2. Beautiful work. Let's do 1 more here. Fantastic. Legs should be feeling a little bit warmer now. So now we're going to move into some upper body mobility. So with this one, I like to keep my feet nice and wide and making sure that you can evenly feel the weight through your heels so you're not loading up on one side more than the other. Imagine that you're about to shoot your hand up to ask a question. So you want to bring that hand just in front of your shoulder on your right side, and then you're going to reach that arm up overhead as you really stretch through the side of your body. Then return all the way back up and bring that hand back down. Now we're going over to the left side, so you're going to bring your left arm right up overhead. So we go right side, reach the arm up first, and then stretch, and you should feel a really wonderful stretch through the side of your body. Then come all the way back up, and other arm reaches over. So you'll see here, I'm not really shifting my hips off to the side. I'm really aiming just to stretch through my upper body as much as possible. So we're going into spinal flexion. So we're bending our spine from side to side, and this is such an important thing to do to maintain range of motion. Don't worry if you can't reach very far. Just go as far as you comfortably can. You'll see that I'm really stiff on one side compared to the other side. But doing movements like this is so wonderful for helping retain your range of motion. So let's go one more to each side. And one more over towards the left side of the room. Beautiful work. Fantastic work. If those shoulders a little roll, do some nice little arm circles. Going in both directions here. And then we are going to go into a squat and reach movement now. So bringing some warmth back into the legs again. I'll give you one demonstration here and then you can come and join me. So I'm going to reach my arms forward as I sit back into imaginary chair, and as I come all the way back up to standing, I'm going to add in a heel raise. So I reach my arms forward as I sit back into an imaginary chair, come up and come up onto your heels just briefly. So come and join me when you're ready. Remember with the squat, really keep your chest nice and proud. So don't allow your chest to flop forwards. I want you to maintain a neutral spine. So by that, I mean it's the way your spine naturally falls. Don't start to round through your back. Sit back into a squat, come up and onto your toes. Sit back into a squat, proud chest, up onto the toes. So this is testing for your balance as well. It's a good thing. Challenge yourself with this one. As you come into the squat, watch what your knees are doing. Do not let them collapse towards each other. Really spiral open through your knees so that you're really engaging through your hip rotators. We've got 6 and 5. Good work. And 4. Woo! And don't lose your balance on the way up. 3. Good work. And 2. Squeeze your glutes as you come up onto your toes. And last one there. Fantastic work. Okay, into a little bit of ankle mobility here. So now what I'm going to get you to do is balance on your right leg as you bring your left leg up to a tabletop position. Now you can place that foot back down and now bring your right leg up to a tabletop position. Now just slowly alternate. So it's just a really slow march. But I want you to think about bringing your knee up to about hip height without tucking your tailbone in between your legs. So keep a nice proud long spine, bringing one leg up, place that leg back down, and then the other one. Now, if this is enough of a challenge for you with your balance, that's absolutely fine. You do not need to progress that. If you would like a little bit more of a challenge, come up onto so you're balancing on your right leg now, and now let's do 3 ankle circles in each direction with that left leg. And then changing directions, 3 and 2 and 1. Now we switch legs, so we're balancing on the left leg now as our right leg performs 3 circles per direction. Do your best to stay balancing. You can put your foot down every now and again if you need to. Back to balancing on the right leg. 3, 2, 1, and change directions. 3, 2, 1, and we'll go one more on this left leg. The right leg comes up. 3, 2, 1, and change directions. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful work. Okay, your quads should be feeling a little bit more warm now. So fantastic work. We're going to go now into, we're going to come all the way down onto the mat. So we are going to come into this position here on all fours. So you want to be on all fours to begin with here. And then when you are ready, come up just so that you can bring one knee out in front of you. So you want to make sure that your shoulder is directly over the top of your knee joint here. So I'm balancing just upright, making sure that you've got 90 degrees in the front leg and 90 degrees in the back leg. And from here, I'm going to reach my arms out in front of me, and I'm going to open up my right arm all the way towards the right leg that's out in front of me. So when your right leg is forward, you're going to be opening up the right arm towards the right side of the room. So you're getting a really nice twist through your spine. Now this will be balance as well. You really might feel your left thigh really switching on at that point, and that's fine if you are. But really twist open through your spine, and to test your balance that little bit more, try and look over your right thumb as you twist open, and that will challenge your balance just that little bit more. So long reaching arms, it's like a little bow and arrow movement, opening and closing. Let's do one more here. Twisting open through the right side, and then return all the way forwards. Fantastic work. We're going to do the other leg now. So now your left leg will come forwards, making sure that you've got that nice 90-90 through the legs. Draw the belly button into your spine, arms reaching forward, and now we're going to open all the way up towards the left and then come all the way back forwards. So you're opening up towards the side of the leg that is forwards and return. You'll see this is not easy on the balance. Opening up, squeeze between shoulder blades, twist through your spine and close. And open up, twisting through your spine, return all the way back to close. And let's do 4, opening up and close, and 3. Beautiful work. Let's only go. Do 2 more together, twist through your spine, and one last one here. Open up and twist through the spine. Beautiful work. Fantastic. All right, now we are going to come into a side lying position. I'll just change the angle slightly. There we go. Now, with this movement here, I'm going to give you an option to progress this exercise a little bit today because we've been doing some easier options in the past. So I'm going to quickly show you through the easier options. So listen out for them, especially if you've got a shoulder issue and you don't want to be load bearing on that shoulder too much. So if you do have a shoulder issue, lying on your upper arm like this will be completely fine, or lying on a pillow, anything that will keep your head just above the height of the shoulder, as we don't want your head below the line of your body. So head just in that position, and it can be supported by a pillow if it's uncomfortable to bring your arm right up overhead. Option number 2, you can come up into this position here. That's especially if you've got any wrist issues and you don't like load bearing on your wrists too much. So this is a really good option for those of you that want to challenge yourself a little bit more, but they don't want to go to the full challenging option for today. Option number 3 is coming up into this position here. So you're going to be nice and long on your arm, evenly load bearing through all 5 fingers or 4 fingers and a thumb. And then we're going to take the top leg out into an extended position. So just remember, you can be all the way down, lying on your bicep. Level 2 is on the forearm, or level 3 is up on the palm. Now, the movement will be the same through the legs for all of us. So making sure that your hips are square to the wall opposite, or the wall that you're facing. And then the bottom leg is just bent beneath you to help keep you stable. Now from here, we're going to lift the top leg up and lower it back down. I'll just move over a little bit. Top leg lifts up and lowers back down. Now you will be feeling both legs in this series. This is not an easy movement. It's just a straight up lift and lower. And if you've decided halfway through that you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is really hard, just balancing on one arm, you can definitely come down to a lying position. But lift and lower, and lift and lower, really squeezing through this glute to lift up. Core is on strong. Okay, we've only got 2 more, and then we're going to take it up a little notch. So now we're going to lift up and hold, and we're going to draw 5 circles in one direction, and then we change directions, and that's all we've got on this side. 2 and 1, let's change directions. I know this is tough, especially that little bottom glute is burning. 3 and 2 and 1, and woohoo! You can rest those hips down. Well done. Let's pivot around and face the other way. So when you are ready, coming up on your side, facing the other way now. Now to start off with, we're going to make sure that we're lifted so we're not drooping into our ribcage. Really make sure that your hips are loaded up over the top of this bottom leg. And now we lift the bottom leg and lower it back down. And lift that bottom leg and lower it back down. Now that bottom leg might be feeling it already because that glute was working before. Trust me, your body will feel better after doing this one. So just find the option that works best for your body today. We've got 5 and 4 and 3. The right leg is the only thing moving at this point. 2 and 1. Okay, let's lift up and hold. We move into circles. 5, 4. Nice, neat little circles. 2 and 1. We change directions. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Fantastic work. Okay, time for a really lovely, easy one. So I'm going to come down to lying flat on the mat, and I'm going to rest my head on my hands with this one. I'm going to be coming up and talking to you during it. So just make sure that you keep your head in this position here. So forehead will be resting upon your hands. Now I'm going to be talking to you during this whole set. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring your right heel up towards your bottom, and then lift that knee off the ground just a little, lower that knee back down, extend that leg out straight. Now the left leg bends, stomp the heel to the ceiling, lower that leg down, and extend your leg. So it is a bend and stomp, lower, extend, bend, stomp, lower, extend. And for an extra little cue there, flex the foot and then stomp so that you're really getting that glute firing. Bend, stomp, lower, extend. We're going to do one more on each side. Bend, stomp, lower, extend, and one more on the left leg. Bend, stomp, lower, extend. Okay, now we're going to bring the legs a little bit wider, and now bend at the knees and bring the heels together. So from here, we're just going to lower those legs out straight and then bend up, bringing the heels towards the bottom. So straighten the legs out wide into a big capital V, and then bend in so that the heels come to meet each other. Lengthen those legs out wide, then think about the glutes squeezing and bring those heels towards each other. We've got 8 to go here. So bend in, squeeze the glutes, meet the heels in the middle, and then straighten back out wide. And we've got 5, and extend, and 4. Really squeeze those glutes as you bring those heels towards your bottom. 3, great work. Hammies are working 2. And 2, squeeze those heels towards each other. Inner thighs working, glutes working. And 1, fantastic work. Really good work. Okay. Fun part is abdominals. So I'm going to use a little towel just for behind my head to protect my neck a little bit in this one. You don't have to. If you're comfortable leaving your head on the ground, that is absolutely fine. Now we're going to go into something a little bit different today. Some of you may have issues with your neck, especially when you find lifting your head off the mat is a little bit uncomfortable. That's absolutely fine. If that's the case, you can just leave your head down on the mat and follow the cues for the lower body. When you are doing anything with your hands supporting behind your head, make sure that your head is heavy in your hands. So you're not pulling on your neck whatsoever. Your head is resting in your hands, and you should be using the upper abdominals. Okay, from here we're going to go into a little bit more of a challenge today than usual. So we're going to lift the left leg up into a tabletop position and rotate our upper body towards the left leg. Then we lower both down together. This time we're bringing the right leg to a tabletop and we twist and rotate towards the right leg. Then we lower both down together. So left leg, we roll up, twist and rotate. So you'll see here, I'm not closing my elbows towards each other. What I'm really trying to do is bring my left or my right side of my rib cage towards my left leg, and then I'm bringing my left rib cage towards my right leg and alternating. So roll up, twist and rotate, and really focus on exhaling as you roll up. So your tummy muscles should be really switching on here. Fantastic work. We are going to do, after this one more to each side. So it's not a matter of getting that elbow to meet the knee. It's really getting that shoulder towards the opposite knee. Beautiful work. Okay. Keeping your head now rested down by your sides. We're going to keep the space, we're going to keep our sacrum really nice and heavy on the mat. And now we're going to keep our spine in a neutral position. So it's how our spine would naturally fall. But do not let your lower back arch away from the mat here. So we're going to exhale as we bring up one leg, followed by the other leg into a tabletop position. See here, my knees are directly over the top of my hip bones, so I'm not letting them come in really close, and I'm not letting them go all the way back the other way either. They're just balancing in that position here. Now from here, if you can take on a little challenge, lower one leg down to tap on the mat, and then bring that leg all the way back up. Now if you're struggling here with keeping your pelvis in this position, pop a little towel underneath your sacrum and it'll make it a little easier. And alternate, tapping one leg down, bring that leg back up, then the other leg. So focus on keeping that spine beautifully imprinted. Great work. We've got 8, and bring it back up, and 7, and 6, back up, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and last one here. Fantastic work. Just when you thought you were done. So legs are probably feeling quite warm now. So I'm going to give you lots of options for this last exercise. Option number 1 is feet resting on the ground and just doing the arm movements. And those of you that do Pilates with me usually will know what movement is coming up next. Option number 2 is bringing the legs up into this position here and pumping the arms. And option number 3 is, if you really can handle a challenge day, is coming up into this position here with your chest lifted, spine is, so your chin should be stacked over the top of your sternum and your head should be free. If you can tolerate this challenge, that is wonderful, but take any challenge that is up for you today. We're going to come into a final series of hundreds to finish off this session today. Deep breath in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth, and coming into whatever position you would prefer for the hundreds. So we're here for one nice breath in, exhaling all the way out. We're going to do 5 more breaths just like that. So pumping the arms, long, strong movements in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Here we go for 3 more breaths. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. We've got 2 more breaths to go. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's go for 1 more. Active from the shoulder joint. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and well done. Fantastic work. Let's bring those arms out nice and wide to a capital T, and we're going to rock those knees from side to side. So really allow that spine to twist really beautifully from side to side. Getting a really nice stretch through there. Gently rocking that pelvis from side to side. We'll go for 3, and 2, and 1. And then imagine that someone's pulling you from the wrists and pulling you at the ankles as well. And you're up as tall as you could possibly be. So you're stretching out really long. Deep breath into the lungs. Exhale all the way out and draw those knees in towards your chest. And just do some little rocks through your pelvis. Doesn't matter which way you go, as long as you're getting a really nice stretch through there. Little circles in each direction. Beautiful work. And you should be feeling really wonderful after starting with all of that upper body mobility. And take the knees apart, drawing little circles through your hip joints now. 3, and 2, and 1. And ladies and gentlemen, you are all done. Thank you all so much for joining me with Friday Morning Pilates, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Bye.